Would I be the a-hole if I cut off my entire childhood friend group after they secretly planned a hen-do and didn't invite me? Hi Reddit, I'm genuinely struggling with how to process this, and I'm torn between staying graceful or walking away for good. I've been part of a friendship group since I was 13. I'm nearly 33 now. There are 7 of us in total. While some are closer to each other than others, we've kept a group chat going for years. I've always seen them as my oldest and most meaningful friends, the kind you assume will be in your life forever. This weekend, I opened Instagram and saw that 5 of the girls had gone on a long weekend hen-do for one of the group's weddings. I had absolutely no idea it was happening. No invite. No heads up. No mention at all. The only other one not there has 2 kids, so I assumed she couldn't go, but I was simply excluded. The whole thing was planned behind my back. To be clear, I know I haven't been the most active in the group chat recently. I've been doing a PAAHDAADDDDHEHE, and I even gave them a heads up a few years ago that I'd be less present for a while. But I still showed up when it mattered. I traveled across the country for everyone's 30th birthdays, and I've always backed them, even from a distance. What's hurt the most isn't just missing the hen, it's the silence. Not one person said, "Hey, just so you know," or gave me a chance to understand. They just carried on like everything was normal. After finding out, I spoke to 2 of the girls, my closest friends. They were shocked I wasn't included and admitted they were confused by the bride's Rachel's decision. They told me there hadn't been any falling out or issue from me, and they were really upset to see how hurt I was. When I said I was thinking of leaving the group chat and cutting ties completely, unfollowing everyone, stepping back, they got really emotional and said they didn't want me to go, and that felt extreme. But honestly, I don't know if I can stay. I feel humiliated. Like a spare part in a friendship I thought I was still part of. The trust feels broken. Part of me wants to just walk away quietly, not to punish anyone, but to protect myself and give myself the dignity of closure. The other part of me is scared I'll look like the dramatic one or regret walking away from 20 years of history. So, WIBTA, if I cut them all off after this, or should I just distance myself from the bride, since it sounds like she made the final decision? Relevant comments Slinky Malinky 20. It sounds like you've been not around for a few years at this point. Your example of showing up was when everyone turned 30 and you are now almost 33. You also told them you wouldn't be available for years. I don't see this as you being excluded so much as either the bride following what she thought you set up as the parameters you weren't going to be around or available, or the bride matching your energy. You don't put anything in, don't expect others to. I've had very busy professional and personal times with school, work, kids, but I never told people, "Hey, count me out," for years. That you did seems to be your choice, which is yours to make. But it seems like talking out of both sides of your mouth to make that choice and then act shocked and betrayed when the others respected your boundary. I'm guessing it's a big misunderstanding that can be resolved by a phone call, not one to make the bride feel guilty or cause drama, but just to say, "Saw you all went away and I hope you all had a blast. I'm coming out of the weeds with school now and would love to join you all again going forward." Yes, this does sound like I said goodbye for a few years. So instead of seeing them every few months, it was more like twice a year. We are all based in different cities. I do take some responsibility for this, but I will say I think being excluded from this event is a step too far for me. But definitely doing some thinking to work on this. Thank you for the advice. I am still thinking the bride knew that this would cause a huge problem, and I need to understand if this was with bad intent, cowardness, or some other reason. She was aware this would cause a problem. Maybe a group message is a good shout. Thank you. Strong conclusion 52. It's not only the non-invite but the fact no one told you. You had to find out via social media. Are you invited to the wedding? Either way, I'd take a step back from everyone. Even the 2 closest friends. Why didn't they tell you? Why keep it a secret? This is exactly the main struggle. They have openly said they knew, would be upset, and I think that's a big part why they couldn't tell me beforehand. I believe I am invited to the wedding, but she's not sent the invites out yet. I have told the 2 of them I need a bit of time away and that I'm still in my gut reaction phase. They have apologized a lot and one started crying when she thought I was cutting her off. So after this, really don't want to do this with these two, but we definitely have things to work on. Folding it up. What is this, the Dodd? Didn't the innocent friends read the email or text numbers? Did anyone ask, hey, why isn't Susie coming? You are justified in feeling terribly hurt. You would not be considered an asshole if you didn't want to continue the group relationship. They did say that to each other but never as a whole group. They felt bad about it but felt they couldn't do much about it. Disastrous Gate 5559 bullshit. After 20 years of friendship they couldn't do anything? Not even so much as ask their other 20-year-long friend bride host why. These are the weak excuses of backboneless people, and I'm so sorry they treated you like this. I wouldn't feel like I want to be friends with people that treat me this way. Adds more info. I have reminded them over the past couple of years but absolutely agree I should have been more communicative. I didn't go into the nitty-gritty in this post as I wanted to be brief. 2. For more context, after speaking to my two friends, they were chatting about the fact I wasn't invited for months before the event. It was very conscious and discussed a lot, but usually only between 2 or 3 people at a time apparently. I asked them both the question, what do you think my reaction would be when I found this out, and they both said absolutely devastated. More than anything it's the fact they didn't tell me or talk to the bride about the repercussions of this, on what I thought was a tight-knit group. Oh, and absolutely feeling a little low as I'm in my final year, so taking that into account. But I also think they may have taken it into account as well. Waiting a week to decide what to do here, but appreciate the direct comments. Thinking it may just be the bride I need to have a proper chat with and possibly ending a friendship. Update 7 days later. Sorry for the slow reply. I've been away at a conference and needed a bit of space to think. I didn't expect the post to get so much attention, but I really appreciated the honest responses. It made me feel more justified in how hurt I felt. Since posting, I've spoken to a few people who know the group and situation well. Every single one of them was surprised and most were very clear I should cut off the bride and possibly the others too. Just to add some more context, I was a lot quieter about a year ago. I was doing my PAAHDAADDDDHEHE and also going through a tough time in my personal life, dealing with some serious issues involving suicide and addiction. They all knew about this and had offered words of support. Over the last 6 months or so, I'd started chatting to them a bit more again. Things felt pretty normal. I had a phone call with the bride where she asked for wedding advice and we also had a proper catch-up. I saw 3 of the others from the group in person not long after. What makes this all harder to process is knowing that during those moments, when we were catching up and everything seemed fine, they already knew about the hen weekend and didn't say a word. Since posting, I've quietly removed myself from the group chat and taken the bride off socials. She did message me saying she heard I was upset and was happy to chat, but to be honest, it felt more like damage control. If she wanted to talk honestly, there were plenty of chances to do that earlier. At this point, I've tried to understand why she would do this, and the only explanations I can land on are, she deliberately didn't want me there and didn't have the decency to be upfront about it, she felt awkward and avoided the situation entirely, or she didn't realize how hurtful it would be, though I find that hard to believe. Whatever the reason, it's caused a rift with some of my most important friendships and put us all in an incredibly uncomfortable situation. It's made it clear that this isn't the kind of friendship I want to keep in my life. 2 of the others still haven't acknowledged anything. I haven't removed them yet, I'm just keeping my distance and taking time to process. This whole thing has been a sharp wake-up call. I thought things were back on solid ground. Clearly, they weren't. Thanks again to everyone who took the time to comment, it really helped me get clear and act from a place that felt calm, not reactive. Relevant or final comments. Lyndon Balsbull. You don't have to cut them off completely, but maybe just quiet quit. Don't make any effort if you aren't getting reciprocal effort. Put the group chat on DND and only reply to texts sent directly to you. Only answer calls, don't make them. Check in on yourself in a month. Are you happier than before? Are they making more of an effort to include you? Have any of the others even noticed you stepping back up? So after a bit of thinking, I have taken myself out of the group chat and don't think I can forgive the bride. I'm not making a big song and dance about it but taking myself away from the situation and people involved. Those who want to remain in my life will let me know. One of the gals I spoke to has messaged me several times, organizing a catch-up for this weekend and is planning to come visit. These questions to ask myself are really helpful, thank you. I feel like after this there may be a couple of friends left from this group, but I've decided to focus on other friendships for the moment. Up when asked for any reason this may have happened, Edupe, thank you for this. I'm trying to get more clarification from them. From what I can tell, the maid of honor was given list of people to message individually, so I don't think there was a group chat. Although, at some point they did find out I wasn't invited. That's the worst part. They didn't have the gall to tell me about. I spoke to another friend in the group who is also a maid of honor, and she listened and did say the communication was very bad and they are sorry for that. I asked why I wasn't invited and she said, I just don't think you two are that close. Which just riled me up. In this group some are closer than others, but I would never purposefully exclude one because I know how rubbish that would make them feel. Plus, this has only been in the last year where I'm coming towards the end of the PAAHDAADDDDHEHE. They are also super aware of suicide and family addiction struggles within my family over the past couple of years, which of course has made me a little less social than normal. I don't find any of these excuses acceptable, just mean girl behavior at worst and cowardliness or even awkwardness at best. On a happy note, as you have said, I do have some lovely other friends who have been so incredibly supportive and validating. Have openly said you deserve better and we will always be here for you. I am super extroverted, which isn't always a great thing, but I have made some great friends and can make more needs must. New up to nearly 3 months. La Terry took a week and a half away and couldn't think of any good reasons for the bride's behavior. It came down to either cowardliness or the fact that she's not a good person. I have decided to step away from the friendship with the bride. I've taken her off my socials and quietly taken myself away from the group chat. She reached out with, hey, I heard you were upset about not being invited to the hen do. Happy to chat about it if you want. I've decided to leave it. I wish her the best, but I don't deserve a friend like that. I'm currently repairing a few friendships with the people I care about, but one of the friends has said she doesn't want to rekindle the friendship. I suspect there's been tension rising behind my back that I was unaware of. Friendship means different things to different people, and I will quite happily go a few months without chatting to people, but other people may not like that. If I haven't heard from someone in a while, I tend to reach out, but my initial thought isn't to make passive-aggressive decisions and to hurt people. My first thought would be, are they okay? She obviously doesn't think like this, and that's okay, but not someone I want to be friends with. Last point, she has apologized to the friendship group except me for putting them in this situation. I am the one coming off worse here, but I can't see any excuse for the cruelty of this. I can honestly say I'm happy with making this decision. I have had so much support from other friends and family that I barely even think of them now. On a positive note, I've been making sure to give more time to my other friends, as I want them to know they are important.